90.4 FM बजाओ।
Welcome to Bol Hyderabad 90.4 FM. This is your host Eishita, and on the occasion of World Photography Day, we are in conversation with Mr. Sanjiv Siva. Hello sir, welcome to Bol Hyderabad.
Hello Eishita, thank you very much.
We are glad to welcome you here sir. So Sanjiv Siva is a wildlife photographer with a special passion for documenting the majesty and behavior of tigers. His work focuses on capturing not just striking images, but also the stories, moods, and patterns of the wild that often go unnoticed. For him, photography is a way to connect people with the wilderness, to inspire curiosity, and to foster respect for nature's most powerful creatures. So now let's move towards the questions, sir.
Surely.
My first question to you is that you proudly balanced a career in IT with your passion for wildlife. So, can you share how this journey into wildlife photography and conservation storytelling began?
Surely. After I graduated from my engineering, I actually did civil engineering. I actually did civil engineering from JNTU,
Yeah.
Hyderabad, and I joined Infosys as a software engineer.
Right.
And at that point of time, there were many clubs in Infosys Hyderabad.
Okay.
One of them being photography club.
Acha, acha.
So I developed this passion towards photography in that one of the Hyderabad photography clubs of Infosys.
From Infosys, yeah.
Yes. So I used to have a lot of discussions with a good number of people in Infosys. And one of my friends actually took me to a safari to one of the national parks at that point of time. This was almost 15 years ago.
Okay.
And that was probably the first time. It was not the first time. I have seen a tiger much before also. But this was the first time when I saw a tiger at a very close range.
Okay.
And that's when I really fell in love with that, the majestic creature, tiger.
Yeah.
And there was no turning back. So with time, what happened is I couldn't balance time between tigers and my corporate career. So I gave up on my corporate life because it was, the tiger thing already got much into my head. So I couldn't let go of my passion for tigers. So I let go of my job. And now I'm totally into wildlife photography.
So, can we say that that was a turning point that made you shift from photographing miniature cars to documenting the wild?
So when, like I said, when I started photography, when I worked with Infosys, so that was the time when I was looking around for subjects. So
Okay.
cars were my interest, so I used to do a lot of miniature photography. It's called
Right.
diorama miniaturing and all of that stuff.
Interesting.
So slowly, moved to people photography, mostly clicking kids.
Yeah.
And then now I'm totally into wildlife. Yeah, you can say that that's the turning point.
Yeah, sure. So, you often describe yourself as a tiger genealogist.
Correct.
So, my question to you will be, what does that role mean to you? And how did you start tracing tiger lineages?
Okay, so what is genealogy? Genealogy is the actual scientific study of your lineage.
Okay.
Lineage means like
Okay.
who is my father, who is my grandfather, who is my great grandfather, like that.
Right, yeah.
So I do that in the tiger world.
Oh,
So when I go to photograph a particular tiger,
Mhm.
so I look at who could be the father. That is very easy because a lot of people will be doing first the current generation of
Okay.
tiger photography. So everyone will say
You
yes.
have to trace that for you, by yourself, who's
Ye-
the father and...
Yes, this information is not there in any of the World Wide Web, or a lot of people won't know. So what I do is I talk a lot with the guides, and the drivers who are in the forest, and also with the local people who have been living there for a very long time.
Yes.
They will
And
be
they
having a
tell
lot of
you.
information.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
So they'll give me the information. So the history the lineages and everything will come from people who have been doing wildlife photography much prior to me, or these guides and drivers who are also a part of the forest for a very long time.
Okay.
So it all depends like how long you have been connected to the forest. Now, because I have been doing for 15 years,
That's a long time.
I know the lineages from 15 years. As in, that's a first-hand account. But prior to 15 years, I'll have to go back and ask one of these guides or drivers about what would have happened there. Because I personally don't know what happened prior.
Right. So, what drives you to focus on conservation, and can you tell these stories through your lens of like conservation because you're so determined for it?
Absolutely. See, when we click a photograph, okay, so for a lot of people, a photograph is really valuable. That particular moment you're capturing on the camera.
Of course, that's the essence of a photograph. Yes.
Essence. But in today's world, what is the time frame in which you remember a particular photo? Probably none of us will remember. Forget.
Very
Even
less, yeah.
yes, even my own photographs, I'll not remember which I have clicked at least a month ago or 2 months ago. That is because we are processing a huge volume of photos each and every day,
On a daily basis.
thanks
yeah.
to our smartphones.
Yes, of course.
Yes. So, how do I remember a particular moment in the field is because I associate a particular story with that particular photo.
Sure.
And that is when I'll be like, okay, fine. So, this particular moment has happened, and I associate that with either the tiger lineage or a conservation value with respect to that particular photograph. Like, let's say there is a tiger walking on the road, and then you have 20 or 30 vehicles behind it. So we talk about how tourism should be regulated. So we
Yeah.
bring in the conservation aspect.
Okay.
At the same time, let's say if a tiger is going on a hunt of a particular animal, again we talk about how the frequency of the tiger hunting, or the rate at which the number of species that are present in the forest, what is the availability of prey, and how often or how good this tiger is at hunting. So all of this adds to conservation value.
Can we say that the regulation of conservation of tigers in India is not at par?
See, I'll not say it's not at par, but at the same time, there is much more that can be done.
That can be done, yes.
Yes, because today, by 2006 or 2007, there were only 14-11 tigers in India. That was when NDTV and a couple of NGOs have started campaigns calling Save the Tiger.
Okay. Save the tigers.
Yes, Save the Tiger. So this is a very famous campaign. So once that campaign started, and today, that is in 2025, almost 20 years later, the tiger population has actually tripled. Today we are at around 4,000, close to 4,000 tigers.
Okay. So is that like credentiable to the Save the Tigers campaign?
Absolutely. Because by 2006, if you see, more number of tigers were dying. Poaching was uncontrolled. The forests was getting the number of trees were getting cut off, and the size of the forest was reducing on a very bad scale. But if you see today, we have certain environmental laws which are protecting the forests.
Yes.
Then the rate at which the tigers are getting killed, though it might seem very bad and very huge, I'll still say that it's kind of controlled. At least it's not as bad as before.
Okay.
Poaching has been reduced very much, by a very large extent, because we have stricter laws which prevent animal parts or skins from getting exported to other foreign countries.
Okay.
So a lot is being done, but the problem is, within this 20 years, the human population also has increased.
Of course.
So the number of cities have increased, the number of the connectivity between the cities has increased. At the same time, the number of industries has increased. So this is what we call linear development.
Okay.
So the linear development projects have increased manifold. Now, what will lead I mean, where does this lead is we have tiger reserves which are getting disconnected from one another
Due to this linear development.
due to the linear development
Yes.
projects. So when the tiger reserves are getting disconnected from one another, let us say if there is a surplus population in a particular tiger reserve, the tigers won't have anywhere else to go. So there is no spilling of that particular tiger population from one reserve to another reserve. So the reserve which is disconnect will not have tiger population at all. Whereas a tiger reserve which already holds a good number of tigers will have surplus population. So the tigers will fight amongst themselves.
Uneven distribution, yeah.
It will happen, and the tigers will fight amongst themselves. So more number of deaths will happen. So what is the need of the hour is what is called migration corridors.
Migration corridors, yes.
So which will help in the movement of the surplus population from one tiger reserve to the other tiger
another, yes.
reserve. So in this way, see again, a migration corridor is like it's like, let's say you have water in water in a bottle and water in another bottle, and you want to connect both the bottles. So the excess water from one bottle or tank will go into the other tank.
Other one, yeah.
Now if you are blocking off water in one tank, the water will flow and the overflow and spill over. So how we are failing the tigers right now is by blocking these migration corridors.
Okay.
It's not like we created the migration corridors. The tigers themselves had migration corridors since centuries,
Of course.
and which they have been using.
Yeah.
So today, because of like I said, the linear development projects or human population, whatever you call it, so the migration corridors are cut and the tigers are not able to move across. We need to unblock or unclog these migration corridors,
Okay.
and that is
their natural corridors.
the natural migration corridors. That is how we will help with this overflowing population. This is one way in which we can help. So I'll not say, it's not just up to the government to do this particular job. It's up to, a lot of us.
Self-regulation, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it's kind of like a mixed image, we can say.
Yeah, I'll say that, it's in 2006 it was really bad. Now it is good. I'll not say it is best, but it is good.
So it's for the better.
Yes, the prospects are good, and
Yeah.
we can always hope that by a lot of the current generation has to come up, and they'll have to do a lot. There's a lot of things that can be done even
Awareness
today.
campaigns, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll move towards your love for tigers specifically.
Okay.
So my question to you is that can you describe what draws you to them specifically? Because we all know that tigers are very iconic and yet elusive kind of
Correct.
animals.
Correct.
So yeah.
See, the love for tiger is not something new for any human being.
Okay.
Now, you would have heard about tigers, and in many books, even from the 1100 or 1200 or 1300 AD. Okay. So the earliest records of tigers come from books like Akbarnama and Humayun-nama, from where all these the Mughal emperors, they used to go on these hunting trips,
yeah.
and so they used to write accounts of these tigers.
These are famous books, Akbarnama and
Yes,
Humayun, yeah.
absolutely. All of them had accounts of tigers. Even before that, the Egyptians had accounts of cats. I mean, probably lions,
Yeah.
but not much on tigers.
Okay.
So the tiger originated in China, in the southern part of China. So, and from China, it came to India,
Okay.
probably through the Burma route.
Burma route, okay.
Yes, because the Himalayas were blocking India in
yeah,
the
of course.
north, so they could not have taken that part. So they came
Why
from
did they come there though?
in search of food, in search of prey.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, as the ice age slowed down, and the glaciers and everything melted, so the tigers started moving from China and they started reaching India.
Okay.
So this happened around 12,000 years ago. So after the tigers arrived in India, 12,000 years is not a very long scale in terms of
We can say yes.
Yes, okay. So now human civilization probably started around 4,000 or 5,000 years ago. So because tiger is a very elusive and solitary animal, it is very hard to spot a tiger, and that is the reason why not many there are not many records of a tiger. So when the Britishers came to India, see, even before the Britishers came to India, tigers were spotted and sometimes
much, yeah.
hunted, but they were only hunted with bows and arrows
Okay.
because we didn't have the
Bullets or.
arms and ammunition at that point of time. The Britishers came to India and they brought with them good arm and ammunition strength. They had nice guns, double barrel, single barrel, matchlocks, all that kind of guns, and they started they started hunting tigers.
Okay.
So why did they start hunting a tiger alone is because of the beauty of the tiger. Now you can see that the tiger has a nice skin and there are stripes. The color of the tiger is fascinating. So, and more than everything, see, they say curiosity kills a cat. Okay. So the same way, curiosity allows humans to just go pursue that subject. The more something runs away from you, you want to run behind it.
That's true.
So that is how we started having a very specific liking for the tigers. And why tiger for me is because now, in terms of, see, when I started reading or learning about tigers, especially the individual tigers, I realized that each and every of these tigers have a specific behavior.
Nature to them.
Nature to them. So, and that I realized that, it is not like a generic animal. Like you can't say that, all the tigers
All the
belong to
tigers.
one set. So, just like humans, how we are interested in one person to the other person to the other person, the tigers also have this individualistic behavior.
Okay.
And that's what drew me to this particular animal.
Okay.
It's not just the physical appearance of a tiger that's enticing to me, but also how the tiger behaves, how the tiger moves, how the tiger, it's the behavioral pattern not just with another tiger but also with humans.
Yes.
So that is what is very interesting for me, and that is what I write a lot, and I also talk a lot about to other people, just to spread the awareness.
So does that individualistic behavior thing happens with other animals?
Oh yes, absolutely.
So it's like a common thing to animals.
See, I'll now let's say
I think the lions and tigers will have that.
yes. See, now let's say forget. I'll just talk about wildlife with respect to the Indian context.
Okay.
So now we have lions only in the Gir forest of Gujarat. So the Gir forest is around close to 700 to 800 square kilometers, not more than that.
Okay.
So now the lions are concentrated only in that particular patch. So the interaction of lions is also dependent on the fact that lions are social animals.
Okay.
So they're not solitary.
Yeah.
So
Tigers are solitary.
Tigers are solitary. So and tigers roam the entirety of India. It's not just related to one particular area.
Okay.
So when the tiger moves across the country, and the tigers are undertaking long distance migrations, and then how one tiger communicates with the other tiger. So all these are very interesting facts. So it is only when you know about a particular tiger, you'll understand, or we'll realize that yes, this is what I want to know. This is something enigmatic. It's something mysterious.
Yes.
And I need to crack that code.
It draws you to.
Yes, it pulls us to that. So that is how we start loving. That's how I started loving tigers.
That's interesting. I'm getting to know so much about tigers in this session. My next question will be, do you have a favorite tiger encounter or photograph that holds a special kind of a place in your heart?
Surely, there is a special photo, there is a special encounter as such. Both are not the same.
We will want to know both of them.
Okay, sure. I'll talk about the special encounter.
Yeah.
So there is this particular place in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh. It's called Pench Tiger Reserve, and there is a village called Karmajhiri.
Okay.
So there are only some 20 or 30 houses in that village. It is just adjacent to a tiger reserve.
Okay.
And there is a road that passes next to the village, which takes us to the next village. And there is a distance of around 10 kilometers or such to the next village.
Okay.
So every evening and morning, there is a tiger that crosses this particular road.
Okay. 10 kilometers.
No. It just crosses the road.
Acha, acha.
It doesn't walk along the road.
Okay.
So between the forest and the village, there is a road. So this tiger crosses this forest, goes to moves across the village, not across the village, but a little away from the village.
Okay.
And then again goes back into the forest.
Okay.
So this is a known behavior, and this is a known movement pattern
Of a particular tiger or?
of one tiger.
Okay.
So that particular evening, I just took my car and I just took the road, and I was just waiting for that, on a particular area, I was just waiting for the tiger.
Okay.
And suddenly there was a slurry of alarm calls. So what happens is, whenever there is a tiger movement, the deer and langur and other animals, they give out warning calls.
Okay.
This
That's
is to warn the other prey
Oh.
that there is a predator that is moving, so you be careful.
Yeah.
So I was hearing these alarm calls, and I was actually looking for, I knew that the tiger was already starting to walk. So the alarm calls started on the left side of the road, and suddenly the alarm calls moved to the right side.
Okay.
But I didn't see any animal crossing the road. So I thought, okay, fine, the tiger would have crossed the road at one point of, from where I couldn't see the animal.
Yeah.
So I just got down from my car. I was actually sitting in the car, and I just got down from the car, and I was just looking around and hoping to see if there are any pug marks of the tiger from where it has crossed the road or something like that. And as I just bent down to see the pug mark, and as I just got up, at a distance of 50 or 100 feet, I just saw another, an animal move and come and stop in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
So I was too much in a state of shock to process that particular scene in my mind, and slowly I realized that it was a tiger.
Yeah, it slowly happens because there's also shock.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it took me time to process, and I was not having my camera, in my hand, because I just got down to check for the pug marks. So my car was like at least 5 or 10 feet behind me, and there was a tiger almost few meters ahead of me. Of course, the tiger didn't do anything to me. It didn't even growl, or it just stood in the middle of the road, and probably it was also surprised to catch me.
Was it looking at you?
Yes, it looked at me.
Paused?
Yeah, it stopped in the middle of the road, and it was looking at me. I was looking at the tiger. And this happened for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 seconds. And I was in a state of shock to move.
Yes, of course.
So I didn't move, and when the tiger turned its head, and then it started to move, and that's when I realized, oh shit, there's a tiger that just crossed, and all of this scene happened right in front of me. So this was one of the moments that I had seen a tiger on feet. And a lot of people say that tiger is a very dangerous animal, and when it sees a human being, it is going to attack, kind of stuff. But to the best of my knowledge and my experience on the field as well, I have never seen a tiger deliberately attack a human being. So most of the times the tiger attacks happen by accident.
Maybe. Okay.
No, not maybe. It is most of the times the tiger attacks happen by accident only.
Okay.
There is a very slight aberration that, sometimes a tiger might want to kill a human being. That is very, 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 very rare cases.
So they generally don't want to.
They generally don't want to.
Okay.
See, it's like this, okay, I'm a vegetarian by choice. So if you give me non-vegetarian food, I won't eat it.
Okay.
So humans don't figure on the tiger menu.
Okay. So they don't like the human.
They don't like human meat.
Okay.
Human meat might be too salty for them or too hard for them.
Okay.
And moreover, let's say a 70 or an 80 kg human being would carry about 20 to 30 kg of flesh, not more than that. A deer, on the other hand, a 200 or a 300 kg deer will at least have 150
Oh,
kg of flesh.
okay.
So that is more rewarding for a tiger.
So
And-
they're like better prey for them.
Absolutely, it can
Yeah.
feed on that prey for a very longer time.
Hmm.
Also, the flesh is softer.
Okay.
So there are a lot of reasons why the tigers don't have us on their menu. But then, we have been fed with the kind of stories that tigers are man-eaters or tigers
Yeah.
kill human beings. Right from our childhood, we have been reading a lot of, books by Jim Corbett or
Jungle
Rudyard
Book.
Rudyard
Yeah,
Kipling. All these people, they say that, tigers are whatever stuff. But
Yeah.
no, I don't, our understanding of the tigers right now is totally different from what it was at that point of time.
Okay.
And I believe that, I very strongly believe that 99.9999% of the time, tigers don't attack humans
Okay.
deliberately.
That's a very positive review.
Absolutely.
Because we have always villainized tigers.
Very true.
Even-
What we fear what we don't understand.
Ah, true. That is very true.
Yes.
And even in the book Jungle Book, I have personal fear of tigers, and the way I villainized also.
Yes,
like-
even in Jungle Book also, Sher Khan, he was burnt by humans
Exactly,
as
exactly.
a cub. Okay.
Yeah.
So he develops a detest for humans. But that is, it's a kind of more dramatized version, I'll say.
Yeah.
Because tigers don't hold grudges.
Oh.
Tigers don't have that kind of revenge or, that vengeance kind of factor in their head.
Hmm.
So it's like a particular moment, either gone or not gone. That's it.
Hmm.
So they don't have grudges. They don't have that thing for revenge.
Hmm.
So I'll still say that, see, Jungle Book is a nice introductory reading or viewing material for kids. But if you have to take tiger conservation seriously, I'll say it's just a dramatized
Of course, that's
version. That's it.
only kid story kind of.
That's it.
And I think more Sher Khan probably had a thing with Mowgli in general. Yeah, not probably the humans.
Very true.
Just Mowgli because he was the child of that.
That's how
yeah.
the story goes, right? You'll have a villain, you'll have a hero,
Yeah.
and then what
And
happens? The duel.
It's easy to villainize a tiger also. for
Absolutely,
kids.
because you
Yeah.
don't want to villainize a human being.
Of
so
course,
that's how the story goes.
Yeah, and the favorite photograph that you were sharing with us.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So see, there is not one particular photograph I love, because if I say that I have clicked a favorite photograph of mine,
Hmm.
I'll probably have to stop wildlife photography.
Of course, that is there.
So this, when I say this is my best photograph, that means I should not click any photograph, because the superlative is the topmost.
Exactly.
So I'll say that there are many photographs, and
But any like special or something that has a background to it.
see, most of the times when I photograph cubs, a very small cub like 2 months old or 3 months old cubs with that mother, that is when I like those kind of photos. I like the most, because I get to see a lot of interaction.
Hmm.
There is a lot of love, there is a lot of empathy, there is a lot of something that we should learn from tigers,
That's interesting.
and how protective the mothers are of those particular cubs.
Hmm.
So that kind of stuff. See, I'll tell you why we should learn from them is because now a tiger remains calm even when there are 30, 40 or 50 vehicles around it in a tiger safari, let's say.
Mhm.
But can a human being remain calm with 50 or 60, or forget a tiger, animals around him or her? No.
Not at all.
So that's the kind of, the calmness and the patience that these animals have.
That's
So
right.
we have been villainizing, and we are still scared of the animal. Like I said, what we don't understand is what we fear the most.
Hmm.
So one of the main reasons I write a lot about these tigers, I talk a lot about these tigers, is to get that kind of fear out of humans, out of my people around me. So when I talk a lot about these tigers, stating that I have seen a tiger on feet and the tiger didn't attack me. That kind of sends a positive note to the people.
Of course, even I am getting that positive.
Very true.
Yeah. So, so can you formulate how do you approach capturing the personality or story of a tiger in your photography?
So, like I said, there is nothing much to capture a lone tiger. So a lone tiger would probably interact with a tree, like for scent marking, or a lone tiger would probably run behind a prey or something like that. But if there are two tigers, it can be mother and son, mother and cub, or father and cub, or two mating, that is a mating couple or something like that. There is a lot to understand in that particular instant, and these are the kind of stories that kind of that is where I attach a personality to that particular tiger. Not let's say
With
if a
the
tiger.
relations they have around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now let's say, for example, I'll tell you, if there is a tigress with 3 cubs, there will be one cub that always sticks to the mother,
Oh, okay.
and there will be one cub that will be most, very naughty.
Okay.
So, and there will be one cub that will be very shy, and it wants to, or sometimes it wants to, be free on its own.
Okay. So is there an order also, like the eldest is not your?
Nothing like that. No.
Right.
There's nothing. There's no particular reason why they do it. But probably this is random. But most of the times the female cubs, they try to be a little independent,
Acha, okay.
and the male cubs, they stick to the mother.
Hmm.
So probably we see this kind of nature even in humans as well.
That's
I'm not very
interesting, yeah.
sure. Not very sure of a lot of people, but in tigers, this is the scenario. So the females, generally by the age of 2 years, that is when the tigers get independent. The tiger cubs become independent
At just 2 years.
at the age of 2 years,
Okay.
and they leave the mother. They have to leave the mother,
Hmm.
and the mother will mate again with another tiger, and she will give another set of cubs.
Okay.
So the female cubs, they tend to be independent by the age of 18 months. And the male cubs, they'll try to stick to the mother, but the mother will drive them away because they will pose a risk to the new born cubs again. So yes, so there is this kind of personalities and things exist in the tigers. And like I said, you will have one particular cub that will be very close to the mother, probably a male most of the times.
Yeah.
And there are instances where the mothers have tolerated that particular cub even after giving birth to a new set of cubs. And that male, the male from the previous litter, it did babysit the current set of cubs.
That's
So
very
these are
nice.
all the kind of very new things that we are getting to understand. None of these happened, none of these are documented previously. None of these have been written in any kind of literature, books, or any of those things, or even movies as well, any documentary films as well. But I have seen it myself, and there are a lot of people who have documented this behavior
These
as
are
well.
your observations.
Yes.
Yes. I think there should be another Jungle Book story where they capture all of these interesting stories, because we can formulate many stories from these.
Oh,
habits.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is not something, we believe, previously it was thought to be an aberrant behavior, like very unique behavior. But day after day, when we got to know, when there are a lot of people who are photographing tigers across the forests in India, we get to know more of these kind of stories. So tigers may not be actually solitary, just like how we used to think. They are maybe a little social animals as well.
So there is more room to discover about them.
Oh, there is always.
Yeah.
We have, even to this day, I'll tell you, probably we know only 10% or 15% of
Sure.
about tigers.
I think for us, we have misunderstood them for a long time.
Very
So
true.
there's a long way to go.
So we misunderstood them. Now we are at a position at, ground level 0. And now there is a lot more to understand.
Maybe minus, because we have villainized them also.
Very true, very
Yeah.
true.
So from what I know, tigers have their own genealogies and reserves.
Correct.
Yeah. So how does documenting this lineage affect the way you photograph them?
See, for learning about the genealogy won't affect my photography, but at least it helps us know about one very important thing, one very important aspect of tiger conservation, which is inbreeding. So if I know that this particular tiger has given birth to so and so cub, and then after few years that cub goes and mates, that cub becomes an adult and it goes and mates with a different tiger, and suppose that tiger is related to the this cub in some manner or the other, the aspect of inbreeding comes into picture.
Okay.
Inbreeding is when the mating happens between closely related individuals.
Okay.
So it could be the mother, it could be the father, it could be with a cub born from a previous litter, these kind of stuff.
So they can't identify?
When they don't have an option, they are forced to mate.
Okay.
So, for example, I'll tell you, there is this particular forest called Tipeshwar in along the Telangana and Maharashtra border, which is around 350 kilometers from Hyderabad.
Okay.
So, in this forest, there is only one male, which dominates the entire forest. The forest itself is a very small forest. It is around 148 square kilometers. So within that forest, this particular tiger he mated with a different female and gave birth to this 4-mark. That's the name of the tigress.
Okay.
And because there was no other male, this 4-mark female mated with the father. And she gave birth to a different tiger called Zanjeer. Now, after the father became old and he left the territory, when Zanjeer became the dominant tiger of this particular reserve, this tigress mated with Zanjeer, who is actually her son.
Yeah.
So,
She was forced to.
She didn't have an option.
Yeah.
There were no other males to mate with. So, that is how the extent of, that's the bad example for, that's how badly the inbreeding is happening in this particular tiger reserve. Like I said, if there is no the migration corridor that is available from this particular patch of forest, what will happen is internally the tigers will mate amongst themselves.
Yeah.
And inbreeding results in poor genetic quality.
That's true.
Going forward, the generations will carry the recessive alleles and the recessive genes, and that will be detrimental to their future. The further upcoming generations, they'll have bad health. So just like, let's say, when we buy these puppies from breeders who would have inbred them very badly, so we get these puppies that have health, that would have developed health issues.
Yeah.
So this exactly is happening in nature, especially because of these linear development projects and whatever blocking of migration corridors that I was talking about.
So what do you think the reason is behind that tiger being alone? Like you said, in that forest, he was there alone and then he gave birth to the tigress.
So he was the most dominant tiger. He doesn't want any other tiger to rule that particular territory.
Okay.
So like I said, tigers are very territorial animals. They'll not entertain a different tiger to come and rule their territory. So for that 148 square kilometers, this was the only king. And he didn't allow any other tiger to come. So he was the only potential mate that was available for whether it is his spouse or mate or his daughters. And going forward, that is what has happened.
Okay.
The
So,
inbreeding.
what challenges do you face when you are photographing tigers, both technically and in terms of conservation kind of ethics?
See, technically, first of all, we have to spot a tiger.
Yes, of course.
Spotting the tiger itself is very hard. There are a lot of photos in the internet, there are a lot of photos on Instagram, which makes us believe that sighting a tiger is very easy. That is because a huge volume of people are just going to the forest and clicking photos. That doesn't guarantee you a tiger sighting. Sometimes there were times when I did 6 or 7 safaris on the stretch, and I have seen a tiger in the last minute of the 7th safari.
Because, they're solitary.
Yeah, they're very solitary and they're very shy in nature.
Yeah.
So they try to escape. See, just like how you see the cats around us, let's say even in your campus. When a cat, a domestic cat, encounters a human being, the first response that elicits in the cat's mind is flight. That
Yeah.
means run away.
Yeah.
It's shy animal. Same is the case with the tiger.
Okay.
And especially when you are in a denser jungle, so the frequency of spotting it reduces. It is only a chance encounter, or probably because you were tracking a tiger based on pug marks or alarm calls, is when you spot a tiger. So
So there are two ways of spotting a tiger.
these are the only two ways of tracking a tiger. So either based on alarm calls or based on the pug marks, or because you know the territory where the tiger roams around. And once this particular so this is the technical challenge, and
Yeah.
then you'll have we'll be carrying heavy equipment, heavy lenses and cameras. So we'll have to be ready, because a particular movement missed, it never comes back in the wild. Once a movement is gone forever.
Even the first moment that you saw the tiger.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it is, like I said, it's a fleeting moment. It's over means it's over. You cannot recreate it, whatever happens,
Of course.
and that stays in your mind.
That stays in your mind. Yeah, I agree with that. Even as a photographer, we try to. I relate with this because I'm also a photography student, and I have had, I think, more than 6 or 7 moments where I was driving and it was on highway and there was a sunset and I wanted to capture a photo but I didn't have my camera.
Correct.
So there's just this painting that gets imprinted in your mind.
Correct.
And probably that is the photograph that you have.
True.
Right. So how do you hope your tiger photography to inspire people, and so that they can care about tigers' protection? Because we talked about how they have been villainized.
True.
So what are your views on that?
See, like I said, if I don't click a good photograph, nobody will like it or nobody will see it. And only when I click something nice and share it with some person is when someone will start to like it, and someone will think that, yes, I will have to do something like this. Now, I have been inspired by works of, there are a lot of people whom I've followed even before I started my wildlife photography, and I'm still continuing to follow their works.
Okay.
So let's say if there is a tiger with the sun in the background, this is the kind of photograph that I want to click.
Sure.
And I will wait and I'll go to the tiger reserve till I get that kind of photograph. See, I might not get the exact photograph, but then,
You have to frame also.
something similar, if I get, that is also sufficient for me. So, and how, how I looked up to them as, pioneers, and I just want them to, how they inspired me. That is exactly how a lot of people also look at my photographs and think that, yes, these are good photographs and we have to photograph like how he does. So this is one aspect of it. And second thing is, when I start to talk about behavior of a tiger, or when I start to talk about a lineage of a tiger, that also invokes a lot of interest among us people. And that is how I want people to get closer to tigers. First thing is, you understand or you know or you learn about tigers, and then you go and photograph them. But there's no rule that you have to go and photograph them, because it all depends on personal interests. But at least I have started rolling the ball. So it's up to other people to take it forward.
Can you say that your approach is to kind of, like, quote unquote, humanize the tigers so that humans can relate with them?
Now, this is a very interesting question, because I have gotten this. We generally get a lot about this humanizing part with respect to conservation. A lot of people say that the tiger is not important. A tiger is important. Okay, the tiger means, let's say a tiger has started to kill people in a particular forest.
Okay.
And the forest department wants to remove it. There is a section of the society or wildlife people that who doesn't want that particular tiger to be removed from the forest. Sometimes I also belong to that particular section.
Okay.
Because we want to know under what circumstances that particular tiger has killed a human being.
You have
Now,
to know,
yes,
yeah.
because now let's say there are two human beings and one of them kills the other. We are not putting that person directly in the jail. there is a trial, there is a court, there is a sentence that happens.
A long process, yeah.
Right, it is a long process. Even, it's a sad thing to say, but even terrorists are also tried. They're
Yeah.
not given a death sentence or whatever straight on the go.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are investigated.
Right, everything has been done. The due process has taken its course. Same way, when something happens with respect to a tiger, this particular humanizing thing. Now let's say, now I'll give you another example. You have a particular pet or maybe a cat or a dog.
Okay.
Let's say the name of that pet is Rocky.
Rocky.
Okay, and let's say I have started seeing Rocky every day, and I have lived it for 5 years or 10 years. One particular day, the pet dies.
Okay.
I'll have a memory with that particular name,
Yes.
Rocky, and I associate that name with the particular pet. And this humanization is what makes us different from other animals.
Okay.
Because animals, they don't have that particular kind of, because once you remove that animal from the mother, that bond is broken. But when that animal, let's say, even if the animal stays with us for 1 year and it is removed from us, let us say, we still have that association with that animal.
Yeah, we keep thinking about them.
Throughout our life.
Yeah.
Some point of time or the other, you'll think that, yes, at this particular point of time, I had a pet. So same is the case with a tiger. So humanization of a particular animal is not about, we falling deeply in love with that animal. That is a different story. But it's about caring for that particular animal. Something happens to that animal, we understand that, what better can be done to improve its condition. Let's say a tiger is there and a tiger gets stuck in a snare. Now, there is a famous tiger from Tadoba and it gets stuck in a snare.
Okay.
Between these two, I'll tell you, there'll be a lot of uproar and lot of people coming forward stating that, the tigers that got stuck from Tadoba, you have to save it. Why? Because people have already started identifying with that particular
Humanizing,
tiger.
yeah.
Humanizing. The unknown tiger, it remains unknown. Nobody doesn't care. So like I said, we have only 4,000 tigers, which is not a big number by any means. So if you want to save a tiger, you have to save the tiger.
That's true. So it's more on the human side
Yes.
of the humanizing concept.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Because
ourselves.
we are responsible for reducing the numbers to that 4,000. Our forefathers, I mean to say, whoever lived in whatever the Britishers' time or whatever, all of us are responsible for the dwindled numbers. At one point of time, there must be 1 lakh or 1,50,000 tigers in India, and now we have only 4,000. So who is responsible for this? The humans.
Yes.
So who have to correct it?
Humans. I think that was the most that I've ever known about tigers. I think I can count around 5 to 6 points that I knew about them. For the photography part, when you enter a forest or a reserve or a tiger reserve, what is your process for deciding what to capture? Or do you plan it, or do you slowly just observe them, the surroundings, and spend some time with them so that you can find a moment and then you go about capturing that?
So before going to a tiger reserve, let's say, I'll have this particular thing in my mind that, okay, fine, maybe this time I'll get a tiger and the cubs.
Maybe.
And that might not happen.
Yeah.
That might not happen in the next 10
What
trips
are
as
the
well.
chances?
Might not happen in the next 10 trips as well.
Okay.
Even if there is a tiger with cubs, I might not be able to see her for the next 10 trips as well. So, we go to the forest and, patience is a virtue here. We
course.
patiently wait for it. And whatever you get in front of you is what you get.
Okay.
So what you see is what you get is what to capture.
So it's a rare moment.
That's it.
Okay.
You should not think that, no, I wanted a mother with a cub. So a male is crossing the road. I don't
won't
want
capture,
it.
yeah.
So there's nothing like it. Because this moment you might not get it next time. The other moment it can happen some other time.
can happen,
Okay.
yeah.
So like I said, these are all the moments that are fleeting. Whatever you get, you capture it. Stories you can develop on a later time.
Okay. After capturing the photo.
After capturing.
Okay.
Like for the Independence Day, I have uploaded a photo on my Instagram,
Hmm.
which is about a tiger that is walking in between the grasses. The grass on the farther end was looking orange because of the sunlight.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the grass closer to me, it is greenish.
Okay.
And the patch of grass in the middle was white. And the tiger was in the whitish part.
Okay.
So it was looking like an Indian flag.
Yeah, yeah.
I have been wanting to click this kind of photo since 10 years.
Okay.
And somehow I could click it in January.
Okay.
So, it's not always that we get the kind of photo that we want when we want.
That's years, 10 years.
I couldn't have got it also, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting also because you got it at least.
Correct, I got
Yeah.
it. Now there are multiple scenarios working in my head which I have been wanting to have since a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
But probably I'll still have to wait out
So
for
you
them.
never get time to observe them, right? Like you can never have them in your far sight and observe them.
No, we do observe.
Okay.
We do observe their behavior. See, when I'm clicking,
So
this
clicking
is
and observing is different.
yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Hmm.
When you're clicking, you also need to have an eye, understanding what is happening,
Hmm.
what they're going to do next.
Hmm.
You need to predict. We need to analyze, whether the tiger is going to sit or whether it is
That's
going to
the
walk.
observing part.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
And how the tiger is going to interact. Because if I need to write a story about that particular thing,
Hmm.
I just can't keep clicking.
Yeah.
I need to understand what has happened before that instant and what will happen after that instant.
You have to prime yourself with the story.
Very
Yeah.
true. Very
Okay.
true.
So you have worked across different reserves and sanctuaries. Is there one memorable encounter in the wild that changed how you see nature in general?
See, every time I see a tiger is a totally different experience. Every time I see a tiger I'll understand that this also can happen in tiger world.
The individualistic behavior.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is also different. This is also different. This is also different.
Hmm.
So it's not like I cannot say that this particular moment is what is important,
Hmm.
because I have been learning. I am still learning,
Hmm.
and I'll continue to learn.
Every day is a new day.
Every day is a new day.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you balance the side of documentation, for example, lineage or ethology, with the artistic side of photography?
See,
That
now
would be.
both of them go hand in hand.
Hmm.
If I click a bad photo and if I write a good story, nobody is going to read it.
Of course.
If I have to see, first thing is let's say I'm just give you a very vague example.
Sure.
Let's say I talk about Instagram.
Okay.
The attention span on Instagram is 2 to 3 seconds.
Hmm. True.
If there is no good photo,
Hmm.
nobody will even stop reading the caption.
And nobody will like it also.
Liking is a different thing. Let us
Okay.
forget the liking part.
Okay.
So there is a photo,
Hmm.
and I wrote, I have taken 2 days or 3 days, I have done a lot of research and
Hmm.
wrote something
There's
about
a lot
it.
of work.
Yes. Now, if there is no good photo, nobody is going to read it.
Yeah. Hmm.
The other way around, if there is a very good photo
Hmm.
and there is no, good backstory to it,
Hmm.
again, 2 seconds or 3 seconds, and they'll forget within 3-4 days or 5 days or whatever time. A good photo always needs to be backed with a good story,
Hmm.
complementing each other.
But it can happen that sometimes it doesn't happen.
You have to let it happen. The
Okay.
story is always in our head.
Okay.
See, the story, let us say, there is a photo of a tiger and a cub.
Hmm.
Now I can write about how the interaction between these two animals,
Hmm.
or I can talk about the genealogy, that is the lineage of these two tigers,
Hmm.
or I can talk about the incidents leading to this particular photograph.
Hmm.
There are many ways in which
So the documentation part is already there.
the documentation part is what develops in our head.
Yeah, it develops in your head.
Yes.
Yeah, artistic side you have to look out for.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so as we all we discussed that you come from an IT background.
Correct.
So do you see technology playing a bigger role in conservation photography and storytelling, like technology is part?
See, first and foremost, I come from a designing background in from IT department. Okay, so when I was working with IT, I was in a banking sector. So we used to design the menus and all these things for the banking products.
Okay.
So a lot of that particular design philosophies is what I apply to my tiger photos. You know, when clicking the photos or when discussing about these photos. So the same kind of ethos is what I maintain throughout my wildlife career. That is how I am tuned to.
Okay.
And second thing is, I also used to write a lot before, and I started applying that writing skills also with respect to this wildlife photography. Now, what good avail is a good photo to me if I don't write a good story around that particular thing? A lot of people actually follow my work for the stories and not the photographs.
That's interesting.
So it is more, they call me a wildlife, a tiger documentarian, something like that, rather than a tiger photographer. I'm fine with it. As long as my purpose of getting that particular tiger, the animal, into the people.
I think it's also complementary.
Yes.
Because even I'm getting to know lots of stories about tigers.
Correct.
So a lot of the times you can know more through stories than through photographs. Yeah.
Even see today, like I said again, the photos and the number of photos and videos that are shared on Instagram or any other kind of social media, that's too high in number. How you associate, like you said, the humanizing part.
Yeah.
You can humanize only when there is a particular story attached to it.
Yes.
We all remember Jungle Book.
Yes.
Now there are 1,000 other books that have been written around wildlife stories. But why don't we remember any other thing? Because there is a nice story that is attached to Jungle Book.
Okay.
So that humanizing part, which I really like the word that you used.
Yeah.
So that humanizing part is what, that associates us with that particular animal.
I think that is what makes us in general a bit, you can say, peculiar in terms of all animals. Like we have a bit better, I can say, emotional quotient.
More than everything. See,
Yeah.
Let's say an average human being, the IQ ranges between 80 to 100, 80 to 150, 80 to 160, something like that. An animal's IQ ranges at around 10 or 20.
Of course.
Okay. So the IQ of an animal, the IQ of a tiger, let's say, for example, equals that of a 2-year or a 3-year-old kid.
Oh.
So,
like the emotional quotient will be a bit lesser.
Yes. Emotional quotient, again, it depends, because a tiger will have a better emotional quotient with her cubs.
Individualistic kind of.
Yes. Otherwise, if it doesn't have that emotion with the cubs, it can't raise the cubs. See, a tigress will have to protect its cubs against other, external factors, and it also has to feed the cubs. It has to do more number of hunts. So this will happen only when it has that emotional connect with the cubs. So they will have that emotional quotient that always is there. I don't know on what level or how we can measure it, but I'll tell you, it's at par with human beings. Let's say in human beings, a mother will try to protect her son or daughter by going to any extent. A tigress also will protect its cub, son or daughter, by going to any extent.
I think the motherly instinct or the fatherly instinct, I think it is a bit, I can say, uniform.
Very
in
true.
All the
in the nature,
species.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so in one of your interviews, you encouraged people to fight for at least one species in their lifetime.
Correct.
Can you elaborate on that idea?
See, now, probably by the age of 25 is when you'll come out of, on an average, when you'll come out of college, and probably when you will settle in a particular job or something like that. And again, parents will start to pester us about marriage and have kids and all of that.
Yeah.
So we don't have so much of time outside our family or outside our human world to spend time on. Okay. Now, if you say why do you only like tigers? It's not that I only like tigers. I love elephants.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I also love elephants.
Yes, I love leopards. I do a lot of research on leopards, elephants, uh, you know, and in case if I haven't become a wildlife photographer, that is tiger photography, I would have taken underwater photography and I would have documented a lot of whales and sharks. That from my childhood, that has been my
So you have a wide spectrum of interests.
interest.
Yeah.
But in my lifetime, in my very limited time, I can only fight for one species. Or else what will happen is my fight will get diluted. My understanding of that particular animal will get diluted.
Your work
Will get diluted.
Yes.
So it's like jack of all trades but master of one. That is what I believe, and that is where I just limited myself to tigers.
Yeah.
Though I work a lot on elephants as well. I mean, I talk about people. I encourage people not to do elephant rides, not to do any animal rides for that matter, even a camel ride or whatever it is. So I encourage people to not harm or allow an animal to be harmed, that kind of stuff. But like I said, my area of interest lies only with tigers because, we have probably 60 or 70 years or 80 years max. How much can we fight for each and every one?
Yeah.
Now there are, a billion or more number of people in the country. So each of them can take up a fight of their own.
Of course.
And that changes the world for better.
That there are campaigns who take people and then they work for the animal welfare in general also.
Very true.
Yeah, I think I can relate with that in this regard, that the line you said, master of all, jack of none. So the inverse will be jack of all, master of one.
Yes.
Yes. So I think I also have a wide array of interests, but I think it's also very important to find that one thing that you can work behind.
Very true.
Right. And I think also the people who get that are very lucky because they have found that purpose, they have found that calling, so they can work on it. Yeah.
Very true. Your focus remains.
Yeah. So my next question is that can you tell us about the challenges that conservation photographers face in India, or both on the ground and in public perception, let's say?
See, most importantly, the wildlife photographers are themselves a very less number of people, small breed of people. And on top, when we talk about conservation, that number reduces to a few hundred or not more than that.
Because it's more active?
No, it's not about more active because, see, like I said, people don't have much time. Most of the people take wildlife photography as a hobby.
Yeah.
Not as a profession. There's not much money involved in wildlife anyways. So because of which, there are lesser number of conservation photographers. And on top of it, let's say, for example, I'll talk about tiger conservation in a village closer to a tiger reserve.
Okay.
The tiger has come into the village and it has killed a human being.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people would want to get the tiger removed from the forest. While I will fight for the tiger to be in the forest with quotes, with the understanding or the reason for which the tiger has come out and under what circumstance it has killed a human being.
Yeah.
Like I said, most of the kills happen accidentally. So I understand that, but then can you go and explain that to a villager who has lost someone close?
Yeah, of course, that's also there.
So in which case, conservation photography becomes very difficult because other people also will start to question you. Do you stay in the village? Have you lost anyone close to you in that village? If
Conflict
something
of interest.
Yes, if something like that has happened, then you would have known the pain. It's not that I am saying, that humans have to lose lives. At the same time, we need to understand that under what is the reason, what is the context, what is the circumstance under which this particular issue has happened. Like I said, even a murderer or a rapist still gets to go through a trial
Hmm.
by the court.
So
That
you
is
have
the
to be rational.
yes, as simple as that. So, how many people have that rational?
Hmm.
How many people have that rational for conservation of an animal
Or a tiger.
or a
Yeah.
especially a tiger?
Yeah.
Because see now, like I said, the population of tigers is increasing, the surplus is happening. Where will all these tigers go? They'll have to come to the fringes, that is the borders.
Hmm.
And when they come to the borders, they will start to attack, let us say, a cow or a cattle, something.
Hmm.
And let's say there is a shepherd near the cattle, the cow. What he will try to do, he'll raise a stick and he'll start to defend himself or attack the tiger and prevent it from taking the cow.
Hmm.
And that is when the tiger will get irate and it might attack the shepherd.
Yeah.
One of the possible scenarios. Whose mistake is it? Right. There is
Yeah,
no
yeah, yeah,
there's
of
no
course.
answer for it.
Yeah.
I can't tell it's a mistake of the shepherd or the tiger or the cow or there's no
Accidental.
right. It's an accident. So you can't blame the tiger. At the same time, we have to be sympathetic and empathetic towards fellow human beings.
Hmm.
At the same time, we also need to understand the circumstance in which this particular thing has happened, which a lot of people lack.
I think also that you cannot expect them to have that.
Which is
rational-
true. I totally agree with
Yeah.
it.
Maybe after some time, the loss
See,
of.
again, the loss of someone close in the family or a loss of a human being is very hard.
Mhm.
It's it's irreplaceable.
Unquantifiable. You cannot describe that.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
if that someone is a child, it's all the more painful. So I can put myself in their shoes and understand the pain.
Hmm.
But like I said, you remove the tiger from that particular forest. Let's say they have removed the tiger from that particular forest. What is the guarantee that tomorrow another tiger doesn't come in that particular territory and it doesn't attack the people?
So unless you know the reason.
We need to find solutions because,
Yeah.
like, again, we have an IQ of more than, a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old IQ. We are discussing or debating about an animal that has an IQ of a 2-year-old child. So, we being the more intelligent of the species, of all the species on earth, in
Yeah,
fact,
can say yes.
can actually look for better solutions,
Hmm.
can actually look for, we have the power to change the world. A tiger might not have the power to change the world, but a human being actually does.
Hmm.
So, while still being empathetic towards whatever has happened in the particular human territory, human dominant domicile, at the same time, we also need to understand that removing that particular animal is not a permanent solution.
Doesn't solve the.
It doesn't solve the
Yeah.
issue actually.
So can we say that your storytelling through visuals can influence people to act on conservation issues? Can that be a solution?
See, a lot of people have reached out to me stating that our interest in wildlife has developed by reading your stories.
Hmm.
Our interest in tigers have increased because of what you write, how you write, and how we perceive the tiger as. So it is not just the photograph. See, the photograph is just the cover of the book.
Hmm.
Once you open the book is when you have a lot of stories about either conservation or the tiger lineage or the tiger behavior, which gives others that keen insight into what they might have missed or what they have not actually seen.
Hmm.
And that's when people are realizing or people are understanding that yes, this is also there, this is also what we missed.
So we would expect people to read more about tigers through your storytelling.
There are a lot of people who have started writing also
Hmm.
after I started writing. See, now there are a lot of people there are a lot of people who have written books on tigers.
Hmm.
A lot of foreigners have done it. Even Indian writers have done it.
Hmm.
But, again, would you want to read a 500 or a 600 pages book? Or would you rather go through a document which is 1,000 words?
Hmm.
So, I'm trying to provide that information in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So someone who wants to read it, I am providing that information as well. But to a majority of audience, I'm trying to look and understand that yes, these people have that crunch of time. So let us give them what they want in a very concise manner.
Hmm. So earlier when we were talking about the village in Madhya Pradesh, if I'm not
Yes,
wrong,
yes.
where the tiger is alone. Has it ever happened that he went to the village or did some
So the
accidental something?
yeah, so the village head actually,
Hmm.
he told me that this particular tiger, once or twice, it came and slept right in front of the house where I was staying,
Okay.
just outside the door. So
Any reason? No reason.
no reason.
Hmm.
How does the tiger know boundary?
Hmm.
Humans have created boundaries.
They
The
might know the smell though.
no,
No.
the tiger. For a tiger, everything is a forest. Actually, a tiger wouldn't even know what a forest is.
Hmm.
The definition of forest is for humans,
Hmm. So they're kind of naive in their approach.
right?
Okay.
And on top of it, a tiger won't even understand that. See, what a tiger will understand is there are a lot of people here, so I cannot go there.
Okay.
Or there are a lot of there are no trees, or there are a lot of cars, or there are a lot of houses.
Hmm.
So that is probably where humans are there. So I cannot go there.
Hmm.
A tiger will stay away from them just because of its shy and solitary nature.
Okay. So, talking about your inspirations, I'll ask you what are your biggest inspirations in wildlife photography or conservation? You can tell us anything.
See, again, I don't particularly take any names because, uh, see, just like how I said, I don't have one particular photo that is my favorite. So there's not one single person or one single book or one single instance that is my favorite. I derive a lot of information or inspiration from multiple people, multiple sources.
Maybe you could tell us about the quality of that inspirational person to you, if you cannot take names. Like something particular about them that inspired you,
See,
or you keep looking forward to them.
see something like this. Okay, when I started, the first time that I clicked photograph,
Hmm.
I stood on top of the vehicle and I was shooting it down.
Hmm.
Okay, so top down. So it's like,
Like a top angle.
yeah, from a top angle, I was clicking the photograph. So it was not an eye level. So it was not very pleasing. It was not a very
Compositional kind of a shot.
kind of a shot.
Hmm.
It was more of an instinct, and then the surprise element was there. It was the first time I saw a tiger. All of that things.
Why did you choose the top view?
So that because I didn't know that I can bend down, I can hold the.
Ah.
So over a period of time, I learned that I have to bend down to get a good shot.
Hmm. Eye
And-
level kind of a shot.
And there are vehicles in the background.
Hmm.
So I'll have to bend, I'll have to turn my camera, adjust my camera or the zoom or whatever in a way that the vehicles don't come in the picture.
Right.
Previously it was top view, so the vehicles were not anyway seen in the picture.
Hmm.
Okay, but the angle was bad.
Yes.
So how I learned this? Nobody taught me. I saw a lot of other people's photographs. I tried to understand how appealing their photographs were.
Mm-hmm.
Then I understood that okay, this is based on the angle,
Okay.
perception. Okay, so eye level was good.
Hmm.
Then just giving a very plain example.
Sure, sure. Okay, so do you still follow your IT career? Do you?
No. I quit my
Okay.
job. I quit my job in 2018.
Okay, so please tell us about any upcoming projects or exhibitions or shows. Books that you are working on.
See, I'm actually planning to write. I am in the process of writing a book,
Mhm.
but then
Have you
I
written books?
no, I haven't.
Okay.
I mostly write about these stories on my website
Hmm.
and on Instagram. So on my website there is a nice comprehensive detailing because Instagram has that word limit.
Hmm.
My website has a total comprehensive detailing about tigers, especially. I write about conservation issues, I write about behavioral aspects, then I write about lineages. Everything is there on my website. So a lot of people told me to write a book, and I am also actually thinking of writing a book. So probably time constraints and all of this. So with respect to see, I don't earn from wildlife photography.
Sure.
So because of which, this remains, I have to balance it out with my other endeavors and wildlife photography as well. So the time I dedicate to researching on tigers, that takes a lot of
Yeah, it's time consuming.
consumes a lot of time. And then all of us will have families and will have a lot of other avenues to work on as well.
But even I think I'll be looking forward to your book if you write in future.
Surely, I
Yeah.
really would want to do that. But like
Yeah.
I said, again, if I write a book, that book will be outdated because every time I get a new piece of information, every time I see a tiger,
Yeah.
I understand, I try to see a new piece of information.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, okay, fine, I should include this thing in my book. So it
Yes.
has happened like this for like multiple times, and that's why I just kind of halted my.
That happens when you're writing something. You keep drafting it, adding
Correct,
it,
again
yeah,
and again.
again and again.
With the new information that you constantly get.
Of course. So, on a closing note, what advice would you give to young photographers or enthusiasts who want to pursue wildlife photography, not just in art form, but as a tool for conservation also?
See, first thing is you can't take up wildlife photography as a career.
Sure.
Lot of people have tried, as in you cannot make good money from
money
wildlife
from-
photography. Lot of people have tried, lot of people have been not so successful. There are quite a few people who are very less number who are really doing good in terms of monetary
Okay.
part. So you need to have a proper job. You need to have a proper
Income
career,
source.
income source, and you can put a fraction of that money into your wildlife photography, and that is how it will be sustainable.
Sustainable is a good point, yeah.
So you cannot see, what I suggest anyone is, you don't start off thinking that you will be able to do something in 1 year or 2 years and then spend all the money, or don't think that. And when you are getting into wildlife photography, just understand and imagine that this is something that will be there for at least 15-20 years. You will have to do this for 15-20 years. And when you are doing something on that scale, how sustainable it is, whether you
For
will
the
have
future prospects.
Yes, because today I am doing wildlife photography, tomorrow if I don't have money, what will I do? The money to pour into the wildlife, I mean to say. And today I earned, let's say, a base of some readers or some followers, and I have to constantly feed them with the stories. Tomorrow if I stop, what will happen? So whatever conservation that I have done, whatever stories that I have made till now, it will be futile if I'm not continuing that part.
You
So-
have to continue for a long period of time.
Yes. So wildlife photography is not a sprint. It's not a 0 to 100-meter race. It is a marathon. Plan your energy
Rather like a
accordingly.
slow marathon.
Right.
Okay.
So don't expend your energy in the 0 to 100 meters part and then get tired and stop it. Run, plan your energy for that rest of the 43 or 44 kilometers marathon, whatever it is, and slowly add to your pace. Build your endurance for that. So how you build your endurance? Probably by having a proper job and building a good base. Now, what is the point if you don't build a good base and still write stories? Nobody is going to read them. At the same time, you write wonderful stories and you have a good base. If you stop in between, what is again the point? Because you have earned or learned something that will die down with you. It's a learning that is not
Sustainable.
that is not given to other people.
Okay.
What is the use of that learning?
I think I can add something to this.
Surely.
There is a book called Wings of Fire by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam
Correct.
sir, and I think in the initial there are 4 sections of that book. In the orientation part of the book, when Abdul Kalam sir, he was reading, I think, his aerospace engineering. One of the professors whom he came across kind of intrigued him with this one question that why do you want aerospace engineering? You can work in civic, civil engineering or electrical.
Correct.
But why do you want this one specific thing? So I think when you say that wildlife photography is a marathon, yeah, you have to do that for a long period of time so that people can know about it. I think that professor also said this, that for that long period of time, the first thing that most of the people should do is to establish a strong base of the whys, like why do you want to study this, and establish enough liking or foundation of that particular subject. So I think that is also there, that you have to work on your instincts of why do you want to do tiger photography.
Correct.
Or conservation. So my next question will be that if you could choose one legacy to leave behind through your work, what will it be?
Nothing. I'll be really happy if. See, now today I'm talking about. I
In
spoke.
terms of conservation, like if people get aware
Yes,
about
yes, yes,
tiger
yes.
conservation.
So today I'm talking so much about wildlife conservation and tiger conservation, to be very specific. I'll be really happy if someone takes the mantle from here and they start, they are inspired and then they start wildlife photography. And at some point of time, if they come back and tell me, sir, it is from your
Contribution.
stories that
Yeah.
I was inspired and I have taken up wildlife and whatever, and today I'm doing so and so much thing for conservation. Probably that time I'll be old and I might not be able to do so much for conservation as much as the current youngsters are doing, and I'll be really happy about it, because the whole intent or the reason why I started writing a lot and researching a lot, learning a lot, is to pass on this information to the next generation, and that is the generation that can probably undo whatever we have been doing for centuries.
Of course, you have to
The
continue.
damage that has been done, what I'm doing is controlling it,
Yeah.
and next generation probably will reverse it.
Yes.
So that is the main idea of my photography and conservation.
So basically, you would want your work to be continued in a way that it can be brought to the welfare of
Correct.
tigers.
Correct.
Yeah, and we can probably progress towards a situation where we don't face such issues where people are just killing tigers.
Very
Because
true. It's not just
even in the
about
last
that.
month, we had a good number of tigers who just died due to people.
Very true.
Yeah.
See, the problem is it's not just about conserving tigers, but the problem is not trying to be indifferent to that animal as
Not
well.
understanding their reasons.
Correct.
Yeah. So, Sanjeev, I think personally this was a very, very enlightening session for me. I didn't know this much about tigers at all. I think in my childhood I read that story by Ruskin Bond, if I'm not wrong, where he writes a story about befriending a tiger cub in his childhood. Yeah, I think that was the one encounter I had. Another was Jungle Book, and both Jungle Book is a more of a villainizing sort of a
Correct.
thing. Ruskin Bond was more humanizing because of that story, and this was very enlightening for me. We are glad to have you, and once again, thank you very much for doing this with us.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you, sir.
Eishita.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
FM, Bol Hyderabad, 90.4 FM Bajar.